Towards it again, please, mate. Yeah, go towards where you think.
Alright, the steel is in. Getting ready for the joist to go across. Then we've got a nice platform to work off of. Big Izzy's cutting the rafters. So we've got a nice little pair here. Goes right up to the ridge. These two will hold it in. So we've got the post ready. When we get these steels in, we'll just lift them two up and that'll hold it in place. Got another steel going off the steel. Take a pin post. Just doing the rafters at the back. All happening. Right, we've got to follow the roof. So these roof tiles are all in line. Issue is, that's all we've got on the bird's mouth. Can't have that. And then when we put our joist across, I'll put it on a bit of 5.5mm ply. And that's what I've got left. Cut most of it off. Can't have that. So what we're going to do is, put double skim on the gable internal wall. We're going to get another joist. Going to get a double 9x2. Going to put it in here. Going to cut this out. Put it in the brickwork with some engineering bricks. Run it right through. Pick it up on the other end. And we're going to have bird's mouth in here to take the weight. And then what we're going to do is get some long hangers to go down underneath the joist, hold it. So that way, we'll take the weight here off these, and it will hold the joist up, and that'll work out really well, support the roof well. We'll do a video on the lawnmower starts. I suppose the other week it was Charlie in the router, weren't it? Alright, anyone else want to make some noise? Yeah. Right, so what we did is, working this joist section out, everything goes to the middle wall, through the wall back out. 300 centimetres, that's the span, I know. Anyway, it's 300 joists, 300 rafters. But what we've done is we've done 6 points on the laser level to see where it's at, and we packed it up to suit, so we can run all these joists across, tied it in. Some of the ceilings bowed downstairs, so we doubled the boards up, acroed them up on 2 boards, lifted the ceiling up so it's nice and straight. We're going to put a row of noggins through, and then we're going to timber tech into the old existing. So just take some of the weights, and I've got some nice ceilings without them being bowed. Right, we've got a nice solid platform, loads of noggins in the joists, sturdy, good to walk on. Plan of action is we've got some boards. Lead this way. These are the bad boy steels going in. This is the ridge, 246 by 146. 2 ridges to go in, and these are, yes, internal and external hips. No comment. Here we go. It's all happening, the steel is up. Had some trolleys. Slowly moved it round, bit by bit. Around on the ply. Some straps. Lifted it up with the genie lifts, if you want to call them that. Put a ladder each end. Undone and put them underneath. We've done this little collar there, tie it all in. Propped it up, screwed it top and bottom. Just clamped it up to hold it in place. Take the weight. Gonna get another rafter in here. We've got to connect it all up, then put the timbers in. Interesting. Working out these steels. We knew our spans. We know our steel's going. Now, working out this steel, it's our centre point. Our steel's 146mm wide. So once we found our centre point, which we got from the front, the gable, we knew that half of that 146 back is where this steel started. Now, how do we get a measurement when we're going to go into, say, the chimney stack, and it's all moving, it's out of level, it steps in different levels? So that was easy. We just measured back to the closest we can get to a metre. Example, 3 metres here. Got 2 levels on a clamp, held it up, then measured back to the brickwork, given a measurement. And we actually took an extra 15mm off just to allow. And then from the back far side, we got 2 rafters in. So we knew that was all parallel with the outside plates. And then when we did that, we noticed there was a slight little difference. The same reason why we left the 15mm. Put a wedge at the top, just tapped it in 12mm, and just put it out, and we matched the rafters with steel, and it worked. And how we did that is slowly, is we've got a bracer on here, we undone it, we just tapped it acro over 1/4 inch, done it up, then wedged it through, just made sure this is parallel, and then just done this up, and it just works out really easy. Nice easy way of doing it. I like to bring my mag drill in, and I like to put the bolts in myself, so I can get them holes positioned, or at least tell the guys and the manufacturer of the steels where to put them. The client's kindly done it for us, but I'm not taking any chances. So what we've done is we've used smaller bolts, and we've countersinked one side. So if we do get any hangers on there that are going to hit, it's just going to be 1 or 2 twist nails. That way we can just cut them off, and the bolts ain't going to be in the way. So I could tie it all in parallel. Should work out really well. When I do these rafters, I want them absolutely spot on, level and line. How I do that is I can either measure off of the post, or I put a line from the bottom of the rafters across, clamp 2 levels together, measure up, mark it, then I can make sure they're all parallel and in level. And that works out absolutely perfect with all the hangers, all nice, straight and square. So 90 by 180 steel, timber on the outside, 2 in the in, 1 on the top. So this is what we did. Because the plate line's out here from the rafters, as it dog legs in, I've just got 2 8x2s, put them next to the rafters, levelled across, used 2 pieces of timber, scribed down the back, obviously put a little square from the joist up to what we could call it, like a little purlin or a pole plate. Scribed it in, cut it out, moved it across, and that takes a weight. And I managed to get it just above the stud wall, so that works out really well. Bolted it up, nice job. Got a couple of feet here today. Unusual detail, but trying to match the existing. Could be unusual when it hits the other side where we've got 1/3 of the bird's mouth on the bigger timber. Unusual on the hips, threw it off slightly. Getting this steel in, I was really governed to a certain point regards to the position. Whatever I do at the top, I've got to make it like that at the bottom. But it worked really well because there's like a flange, and I've called it like a steel flange that goes on the inside of this steel. I've swapped it over. I've had to adjust the steels. I've got my mag drill out and repositioned the holes. And with the timber on the outside to fix to, and packing this out slightly, I could find my centre point, and it worked well with the top. The only issue I had was 15mm lower. So what I did is, when I'd done my jack rafters, it comes down to centre point, I had to allow 15mm. So it works parallel. So I checked it at the top, checked it at the bottom by putting lines through on the roof until I got that centre point. And what we're going to do is now, once I've infilled it, we're going to put a bit of 6x1 on it, each side, and some noggins, and that'll work well for the lead and the pickup points on the batten. A little bit different, governed by what we had with the existing roof, and it wasn't much of a bird's mouth. And as the building comes across and in, it dog legs in. I need that rafter line to follow through. So where the wall's like this, what we've done is, I extended all the joists through. I made sure it's all in line. We bolted it up, and then we put this double trim in, purlin or pole plate. Stood it up, made sure it's square with the joists, levelled across the top, scribed it in the back with 2 pieces of timber, so it works out 90mm. Hand cut it, put it in nice and tight, and that just picks up that weight. If you have a look what we've done here with the joists, hangers pick up the joists, and the way we've worked it, that trimmer in the wall on a triple takes the weight of the rafters. Works out well. I was asked how I get 60 degrees on an angle. Right, the easiest way is always start from 90 degree angle. Now if you need 30, take 30 away from 90 leaves you 60. Fine, so that's what we need, 30. So we get 30 going in an opposite direction. So out, that'll be first cut. And then hold it on there carefully. And that there will give you your 60 degrees because you're going 90 off of the 30, cutting back. That's your 60 degrees. Okay, this might show a little bit easier. Center point is this line here. Goes right up to the center at the top. Now, when you put a straight edge through there, parallel from the very top where the timber meets, this is 15 mil lower. That's why we've got this there on the center line of 15 mil. Come down on the timber, sits on there. So that is the center point, 15 mil. And that is the same all the way down. Lovely.
Rio Coca.
Valleys, 6 for 1 for the valleys for the lead to wrap up. And what we're going to do is for 3 for 2, we're going to scrub them in, put them underneath, and they're going to be noggins. So that'll pick up the batten and the ends. But if I do the noggins wide enough, when I fix the batten down, they won't split. I did ask 6 for 1 treated, but we've got planes, and the client pointed something out that was very valuable. He said it's the same size as the batten, and I thought about it, does it need to be treated, does it not? And when you think about it, the hand cut roof is, truss roof isn't. So why does it need to be on a hand cut roof? Why is it treated? And then when you look regards to the ply, we ply all the walls, the ply's not treated. And on that point, what's your thoughts? I'd be interested in the feedback on that. And to look at it, when you look at people doing walls internally, when they're treated, does it need to be treated inside? Because it's full of water, it's going to shrink, more plaster. So what's your thoughts? This side, done the same. We've got the trimmer to take the rafters and the joists, all the hangers are in. Got the sprockets in there to match the existing. And when we come through, got this for the lead. All matches. No sprockets on this roof, but because it was a bigger timber, it works for the fascia and soffit. So to do an unusual detail here. That's for the lead, and as it gets to the bottom, instead of coming to this corner point here, it comes here. But I've had to shape it like that to follow the angles of the roof. 4-inch timber rafters next door, and we've got to match that. But we're going to cut all the strength off the rafter, all the strength off the joists. So we've designed it with a timber, well I've designed it with a timber that goes in the wall, and it comes along and it gets picked up in 3 timbers, which goes across to the middle wall. That way, the hangers will pick up the weight of the joists, and the big timber that we put in takes the weight of the rafters. Now it's a 4-inch roof, 8-inch roof, and as you can see, it comes down and it dog legs in where the building steps in. And we've had to put sprockets at the front to match the existing. Now obviously that throws it out on this corner. So you'll come down and it throws it out, and it'll be just a slight little twist. Not noticeable, but the fascia and soffit will all be the same. And by law, you can only have 1/3 of the bird's mouth taken out.